In 1997, there were really only 2 rules that you'd give to your children. Number 1, don't get in a stranger's car.
Yeah.
And number 2, don't meet people from the internet.
Uh-huh.
In 20 years, that has now changed from those 2 rules to literally using the internet to summon strangers from the internet to get in their cars.
Welcome to Watch Talk Fun. I am your host, Griffin.
And I'm Joseph.
And today, we're going to be talking about artificial intelligence as it is and as it could be.
Yes.
So, Joe, would you like to start us off?
Maybe. I could definitely do that thing. I'm not going to because you asked so nicely. If you're slightly more rude about it, I'll consider it.
Fucking talk about it.
Okay, Daddy. I gotta stop calling you that because you're not. So, okay. Artificial intelligence.
Yes.
So, just a little bit of background. Artificial intelligence has about 3 different levels. There is artificial specific intelligence. There's artificial narrow intelligence. There's artificial general intelligence, and there's artificial super intelligence. Those are the 3 classifications of intelligence.
So, what's narrow intelligence?
Narrow intelligence is something along the lines of a computer that can play chess really well. Like, that is a very narrow intelligence. It is this computer program is very, very good at kicking your ass in chess.
Okay.
But it is not very good for Google Maps.
So what would differentiate that from, like, a POS?
A POS system?
Yeah.
Well, so a POS system is a interface. It is a GUI interface, usually. So it doesn't really solve anything. It is a tool that we put in computerized form to perform a task.
What about a calculator?
A calculator, once again,
is a tool, right?
It is a tool. Itself. I mean, if you are using something along the lines of Wolfram Alpha, I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It is a...
Spell that?
It's Wolf... I'll have to put it in the show notes. It's kind of... I don't know how to spell it exactly. I mean, I do. But Wolfram Alpha is usually... I used it in school. Mm-hmm. It is a math Google kind of thing. Okay. So you can ask it, like, complex calculus questions. You can ask it for graphs or explanations of things. It's a really, really nice math tool.
So the main difference is instead of you inputting everything, you're asking it and then it's figuring it out?
Sort of, yeah. That's where the differentiation is. Okay. In a calculator, you are entering 2 plus 2 equals 4.
Yeah. You're basically giving it the logic.
You are physically doing the 2. You're hitting 2, you're hitting plus, you're hitting 2, you're putting enter, and you're getting back a value. Mm-hmm. Which is similar to kind of what you put into Wolfram Alpha, but you can use it for more than that. Okay. To give you another example of a artificial narrow intelligence, as I mentioned earlier, Google Maps. So the algorithm that they use to get you from point A to point B, in fact, I mean artificial narrow intelligence. Okay. So that's the first one. Okay. And just as a disclaimer, most of this information that I'm going off of right now, it was in a series of articles that I'll put in the show notes that it very generally explained what artificial intelligence is and will eventually become. Yeah. Hopefully, or not hopefully, either way.
And as a quick aside, just so it is a given that we'll basically put all the sources of the information we talk about to the best of our ability. Some of it might just be general knowledge we have.
Total vaporware.
Basically. So, yeah, everything that Joe is talking about will be in the description.
Trash. That works too. I was going to just, recycling's on Tuesday, so.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway.
So the second kind of intelligence.
Artificial general intelligence.
What's that?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Because an artificial general intelligence is the term we're going to use for a computer that is just about as smart as a human being.
Would the Google Assistant or Siri fall under this?
No.
What would they fall under?
So they are, once again, narrow intelligences.
Okay.
because they are narrow intelligences that use their language they're very good at understanding language.
I see. Okay. And they're good at using search engines.
And they use other artificial narrow intelligences to do their job.
Okay.
So they will call, like, Siri, get me from here to work. And it will use its knowledge of understanding commands to call something that can do the math part.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So, now, I'm not sure I'm pretty sure Watson is not considered a artificial general intelligence. I think he's still narrow.
And that is the chess playing one?
No, that is the I beat people at Jeopardy playing one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one. You know, the one that's used pretty much everywhere now. If you've called a phone line or a automated telephone system,
yes,
in the past 4 or 5 years, you've probably spoken to Watson with a different voice.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So Watson, just to give you an idea of what Watson actually does. So most artificial narrow intelligences, like if you're going to go on Google and you're going to search things through the Google search engine, it is using its repository of knowledge. It sources its information. It searches through its information.
Okay.
The way Watson worked was you would ask him a question and he would have literally warehouses level of information. Like,
so it didn't have to outsource. It already had the information. It just needed to search.
Yeah, it's like a giant fucking hard drive.
Okay.
But he also was technically a quad core because he had 4 CPUs, but he really had way more than 4 CPUs. They were like, you can look up Watson specs on your own. It's really worth a read. Like going to actually watch and read about how Watson works.
I'll put it in the description.
Basically, they just brute force the crap out of him understanding language.
Okay.
Like, when you actually go, we'll look at the specs, but I'll explain them a bit later. But for now, Watson is not a general intelligence. There is no general intelligence level right now.
Okay. So, general, you said was it's as smart as us?
Yes. So, let's for the remainder of this, let's talk about scale here. Not for the entire podcast, but sorry.
Like for the remainder.
Let's put down some ground rules about what the scale is here. An artificial narrow intelligence. So an average human being, 120 IQ, let's say, right? Okay. So for us, a very smart person like Albert Einstein.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, we are aware that the IQ scale is not an absolute, and it is more of a general label as to how smart someone is.
Yes.
Continue.
Continuing forward, for instance, Albert Einstein, I think he had an IQ of about 160. I think someone's 200. I think Stephen Hawking's 200 or higher. I don't know. I don't really know that. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, he's smart.
But that's just as a setting scale here. Artificial narrow intelligence for maps, for example. I guess we could call that like 160. Well, let's say. In just specifically maps. Like, making an egg, negative 5,000. Like, terrible at everything but doing maps.
Yes.
Now, artificial general intelligence, going from 160 IQ in maps to negative 5,000 in making an egg, would be 130 across the board. Okay. Let's say that. So,
would a general intelligence, is that factoring in emotional intelligence?
No. Okay. That is purely able to solve problems.
Okay, so this is just like the thinking part.
Yes, and we'll get to that a little bit later, of why I'm making that distinction now. So, when we go and we look at the artificial superintelligence...
Well, I feel like with the general intelligence, like, what does that exactly mean to be as smart as us?
To be as smart as us, it would be being able to solve problems on the level of a human being.
Okay, so...
Like, maybe you could put them in an escape room.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Okay. I mean, that's not really accurate. It'd be more like...
No, I understand. It's in, like, it's a...
if you plop them into a person, they would be about as smart as a person.
Okay, yeah, you wouldn't really notice. They would just be kind of sociopathic.
They'd be way more cold and calculated and sociopathic, as you said.
All right.
So, but when we look at the artificial superintelligence,
yes.
Before actually going into the definition of that, imagine an ant.
Okay.
I can't. I think we're just done then. I guess you can't imagine what an ant looks like.
I was desperately trying to think of more things that rhymed with can't, and I couldn't.
The only thing I can think of is rant.
All right,
and
continue.
bant.
I'm sorry.
Imagine an insect.
Okay.
Okay. An insect to, let's say, a fly compared to a spider.
Mm-hmm.
They are in the same range of intelligence, let's say. But when you look at a spider and compared to, let's say, a frog, a frog is probably a little bit further on the intelligence scale than a spider. So if a spider is like a 0.5, a frog is like a 0.56. Or maybe like a 1.
Yeah.
And if you look at that difference, as far as the spider is concerned, the frog is way more intelligent than it. It doesn't even, like, the spider is so dumb, it doesn't even realize how much smarter the frog is from him.
Okay, yeah, I mean...
Okay. Now, let's say you look at a human and compare to a frog. Okay. A frog has no idea how intelligent a human being is. It is so far outside of its purview. In comparison to a spider, a human might as well be a frog because the frog is so far ahead of it already that it can't even differentiate the difference between the frog and the human.
We'll just say it's sort of like how this might be a stretch, but you know how with numbers for humans or like scale, it gets to a point where we stop being able to comprehend it.
Yes.
Like the distance from us.
Absolutely, that's exactly what it is. It's the same concept.
It's like the distance from us to Pluto is so unimaginabally large.
It might as well be from here to the next galaxy.
Yes.
Because there's no difference in scale for us.
Correct. Okay.
You get so far past a point of understanding that it's like, why bother?
Exactly. Okay, cool.
So in this example, we just to reiterate, we've gone from ant to fly to spider to frog to human being.
Okay.
And then let's say the smartest person we know in existence is Stephen Hawking.
Okay.
Okay. So, to give you...
Not saying that that's a fact, we're just... as an example.
General example.
Yeah.
We have the ant on one side of the spectrum, and we have Stephen Hawking on the other side of the spectrum.
Okay.
In comparison to what a superintelligence means in terms of anything, we are the ant... And the superintelligence isn't even on the scale because it's so far past Stephen Hawking.
Oh. I don't like that.
Like, to use your Pluto example, it's like saying, it's like trying to teach an ant where the next galaxy is. Yeah. That, like, not even understanding. It's the distance, if you imagine what an ant can understand as its sphere of existence.
Yeah.
It's like trying to expand that from where that maybe 20 feet is to literally galaxies of distance.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of scale we're talking about here.
That's pretty...
So far past us, there is literally no hope of ever reaching it.
Oh, so a artificial superintelligence is purely hypothetical and may not even be possible?
No.
Isn't that what you just said?
No. I said we would never reach that.
Oh, us as humans?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant us as in creating the AI.
Oh, no. Okay. Dumb people can make big things. So, to...
We're all just hairless apes.
So, speaking of apes, that's where my next point was going. Segue! A monkey.
Okay.
Let's say you you take a monkey to a forest. Or you see a monkey.
Are we doing this again?
Did I do this in the last podcast? I know I talked about it last time we were together, but I don't know if I talked about it in the podcast.
You were talking about like the laws of physics being the skyscraper, like it's so far outside of this monkey's realm of existence.
So, by the way, I found where I got that example originally, and it's from the article I'm going to link in this one. As a just recap.
And just as an aside, when he said, every time Joseph over here says that he's going to put stuff in the description, I'm going to put stuff in the description.
I'm going to quote that. / Griffin's going to quote that.
Basically, he's telling me what to do when I'm editing this later.
Yes.
Isn't that right, future me?
Yes, Dad. Wait, sorry.
Don't speak for him.
Sorry, Dad. Wait. You're not my dad.
Okay.
So, once again from the last podcast.
Yes.
You have a monkey, and he knows what a banana is, right? And he knows he can get that banana from that tree.
Yes.
Okay.
What does the banana have to do with anything?
Shut up. So
it's a valid question.
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
The banana is completely irrelevant to everything, but it understands what a banana is. It understands what a tree is.
Okay.
Okay. You can bring that monkey to New York City and show it a skyscraper, and it'll be like, "Holy shit, that's a big tree."
Yes.
But it's never gonna understand that humans built that fucking thing. You fucking monkey.
Yeah.
It's never gonna get that. It is so far outside of its world of understanding that it's like, I might as well just shit a brick because you won't be able to tell the difference from me putting the brick on here or like eating a tree.
So just like last podcast, we're the monkey, and instead of the skyscrapers being the laws of physics, it's super intelligence.
More.
Oh, so like the monkey thinks that's the super intelligence, but in reality, the whole thing's a dream.
The monkey thinks that thing's a building, but as far as everything else is concerned, this is a simulation inside of a computer.
Okay,
it's the Matrix.
So it's like, as well. So it's just like, and it's like, oh yeah, it's a big tree. No, it's actually a building. No, it's actually not even real. So it's just like steps above comprehension.
It's just like, you guys are all my Legos. I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah.
Just shut up and do your job and sit there and then hurt people's feet. Okay, so that gives you some scale about what a superintelligence is.
Okay.
And to make your comment earlier about, oh, that would never happen, make you feel worse about it, it will eventually happen.
That's great.
So here's the thing. When you look at humans,
yes.
Okay, look at a human and you look at a computer. What are the things that they are good at?
Which one? Humans or computers?
Humans first.
Okay.
Humans are really good at looking at a picture of a dog and knowing it's not a cat.
Correct.
Like, that is a very simple thing for us to do.
Yes.
It is also very simple for us to understand space. Like, and by that I mean three-dimensional space, moving our hands, moving our arms.
Like space and time.
No,
Like space-time as in like there is time and then there is space.
No, literally no. I'm saying I know how to pick up this bowl. Like, like I'm literally picking up a salad spinner.
I know. Well, I'm saying that is you moving through space.
Yes, okay. I guess. Understanding how to move our hands to pick something up or touch something or poke you in the face. Like, those kind of things.
Yes.
We're also really good at seeing shapes within a shape.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you pick our eyes do this all the time, or our brains do this all the time. We complete images.
Yeah. I was actually going to say, our brains are so good at seeing patterns, we will see patterns where there are no patterns.
Abso-fucking-lutely. But continuing on.
Yeah.
Our brains are really good at that.
Yeah.
Computers are really good at simple things for them.
Yeah.
Multiplying trillions of numbers against each other in a fraction of a second. Understanding market theory. Being able to decode huge locking algorithms. When you look at what humans can do and what computers can do easily, you'll notice some interesting takeaways.
Okay.
For example, when you look at a picture of a cat or a dog, let's say you look at a picture of a dog.
Okay.
You can easily tell That is not a fucking cat. That is a dog. No matter what species it is, you look at it and you say, that's not a cat.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's like a chihuahua, then it just is rodent, and that's a whole different...
That's the next episode.
Going forward, humans can do that really easily. Machines, not so much. However, a computer, we can program it to beat someone in chess.
Yeah.
Let me reiterate that. We have programmed a computer to beat a human being in a game of chess consistently. Like 100, like always win.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Okay. Is it though? Because that's a very thinking-oriented game, and there's only a limited amount of moves it can...
It's a game. That's the key part of that sentence. It is a game, and it has rules.
I see. Okay.
It is clearly defined rules. They are mechanical rules, which is why you don't see a lot of, or any, computers being capable of beating people in social deduction games. Other than the fact that no one's fucking tried because it's dumb.
Hey, computer, you want to play some Clue?
Are you the murderer?
How did it know?
And when I meant social deduction, I didn't mean Clue.
Oh.
Clue is mechanical.
Oh, okay. What's social deduction then?
Social deduction, there's some board games that are like, everyone knows where we are on the planet. Like, it's called Spyfall. You have, everyone gets a picture of the location except one person who's the spy. And everyone has to ask questions of each other.
Oh, okay.
And figure out where they figure out who the spy is, and the spy is trying not to get caught with not knowing where they are.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, no.
Going forward, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But going back to the topic here, artificial intelligence, or computers, they are really good at beating people in chess. Humans are really good at moving their hands and being able to pick up salad colanders that are in front of them on the table in front of their recording studio, which is a kitchen.
Yes.
Clearly, like everyone else, don't you record in a kitchen? I record in a kitchen. Anyway, humans are good at moving our hands and being able to pick up stuff. We are good at filling out images that are maybe not all the images there. Like if you look at a picture of like half of a shoe,
you can tell it's a shoe.
You can tell it's a shoe.
Yeah.
If you look outside a window and you see trees, but only like, let's say you're in the redwood forest for some reason and you brought a window because you're a fucking weirdo and you're just carrying around a window.
Yeah.
If you look through that, you can see the trunk of a tree.
Yeah, and you know it's a tree.
And you can tell it's a tree. Like, we can look at a black and white picture of a fucking rock and be able to tell that's a rock. A computer can't do that. It's really hard. Like, it's not that they can't, but it's really hard.
Yeah.
However, hard things for us, like understanding the market system.
Yeah.
And the math behind it. Or being able to calculate the number of steps between here and China.
Yeah.
If you walked along the ocean floor. Would be an easy thing for a computer, not for us.
Correct.
So, what is it that those discrepancies really show us? Like, what is that? That paints a picture that computers are really good at things that we are really bad at, and computers are really bad at things that we're really good at. You know the stupid CAPTCHAs? A computer has a really hard time understanding what a street sign looks like, or like can read the words on a street sign if it's tilted.
Yeah.
But we can do it. Like, that seems like such a simple thing. Why can't a computer do that?
Yeah.
It's really hard for a computer to do that kind of activity. However, they can do a lot more than we can. They can do a reiterative computation hundreds of millions of times in an hour.
Yeah.
Like, we can't.
No.
And especially you.
Well, like you said, there's a, they're very, like, computers are a lot better at specialized stuff.
Yes. So, to go back a second here, why is it that computers can do things or that we can do things that computers can't? Well, we've had the benefit of 100,000 years of evolution.
This is true.
Of having our brains trained and programmed to be able to do these certain things, like understand three-dimensional space by looking at it, understanding that it's a picture of a rock. that is in a picture. Like,
Yeah.
getting that. We've had programs essentially written in our head over time through evolution that have allowed us to do these things.
Yeah.
Computers haven't had that time yet.
No.
That's why they can beat us in chess, because they don't really have to work very hard. I mean, we've only had chess for, 1,500 years? Maybe, no, I think it's 1,500.
All things considered, that's a very short amount of time.
Oh, believe me, I know. To kind of get a little bit further into this topic here, essentially, they haven't had the benefit of evolution.
Okay.
However, computers can do one specific thing way faster than we can.
Mm-hmm.
And that is anything over and over and over. And they can repeat things way faster for indefinite amounts of time. Right?
Yeah.
We can't do that. We get tired. We're like, I want Cheetos. I don't want to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go into, those are the 3 classifications of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
What does that mean to us? Currently, we only have...
Wait, what are the 3 again? Just to recap?
Yeah, I was going to say. We have narrow, Google Maps. General, your best friend sociopath.
Yes.
Super, literally God.
Yeah.
Why do we have that weird scale, right? Like, how would you get that?
I was going to say, that seems like a pretty big jump going from your sociopathic best friend to actually God.
Yes. So, once again, tying into how computers can do things over and over and over again, right? We've had 100,000 years of evolution. Mm-hmm. Computers have the ability to do hundreds of thousands of calculations in a fraction of a second.
Okay.
So, one of the things... Okay, we're going to... In the article, I'm going to link... I think I don't know what they named it, but we're going to call her Lucy. Lucy is let's say somebody makes a computer that its sole job is to look at a piece of paper, recognize the handwriting on it, and try to mimic it.
Okay.
That is literally its only function in the universe, is to do that thing. Learn how to handwrite like a human.
Okay.
Let's say we give Lucy the same picture, the same word that's just card. Like the word on it is card. Okay. The first time it runs, it's going to make... That C is going to literally just be like a line through the center of the paper. It's going to be so shit. It's like, that doesn't say the word card. You lied to me, Lucy. Yeah. And then Lucy will start crying. Lucy's going to look at the picture and she's going to say, you know what? I didn't do a very good job. I'm going to do it again. And so this computer is going to continuously look at this picture of the word card and try to write it. Okay. And she's going to look at her handwriting and say, that's garbage. She'll try that again. Now I'm humanizing this. Yes, of course. But really what it's going to be is it's going to look at the picture and try to mimic it, and if it is close enough, if it's not close enough, it moves the next time it does it, so it's closer to the C. Yeah. Okay? So its only job in the universe is it has like an endless stack of paper, and it is literally just writing the word card. Yeah. Okay? For the first week, every time it writes it, it doesn't get pretty much any better. Yeah. Then a month goes by, and you go back and you look at it, and the C actually kind of looks like a C, and the A is kind of like just a circle right now. Yeah. But it's moving along. Now, in reality, it would be the whole word getting better. But yes. So, a month goes by, you look at it, it kind of looks like the word card. Another month goes by, then you go back the next day, just one day after that month, and suddenly the word is starting to really look like the word card. And then you come back 6 hours later, and then suddenly the word card is perfectly copied. And it's starting to do other words. Oh. So you give it other pictures, let's say. Once it gets past card, you start giving it other things to learn. So you give it like Arabic, you give it Russian. Yeah. You give it all these different languages of like alphabets to, not alphabet, but what's the term for it?
What's it for what?
It's not an alphabet, it's a...
I think alphabet's right.
Alphabet is specifically A, B, C, D. Whatever. An alphabet. of any language.
Yeah.
You get my point here. And he will start to train on those and get better at writing in those languages. Not understanding, literally just copying.
Okay.
If you noticed, the time frame I gave was very specific.
Okay.
After a month, it hadn't really gotten any better. But, and then another month, it kind of got better. And then a week, it got much better. And then a day, it got even better. And then within half of a day after that, it was nearly perfect.
Yeah.
Because the one thing computers can do that we can't is they can get better faster.
Okay.
They can reiterate over the same process thousands of times.
Huh.
So if you think about it, when you, let's say if we want to put it into math terms, if you get 0.1% better at something, right, and your skill level is 1, right, the next time you do it, your skill at it will be, let's say, at 100% capability of doing something, you start being able to do something at 5%. And every time you try and do it, you get 1% better as what you were at it. So the first time you redo it, you're going to be 5.05% better. You're going to be 5.05% capable of doing it. And then 5.075, 75 better. And then so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. A computer can do that much faster than you can.
I see.
So sheer by brute force, it will be able to get to a higher number than you can.
Yeah, okay.
But more specifically, there's one other thing a computer can do. It's the same thing, but not only can it get better at what it's doing, it can get better at getting better at what it's doing. It not only can learn and do better at the task it's been given, it can learn how it learns to do tasks, so it learns more efficiently.
Okay.
So maybe the first time it does it, it has 5% capability of doing something, then it's 5.05, and then it becomes 6.
Oh.
And then maybe it becomes 8. It gets better faster than we will.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what does Lucy the handwriting robot have anything to do with what we're talking about?
I don't know.
Good question. Perfect question. So,
are you going to answer it?
I've talked about how computers can learn. Computers can get better at getting better at getting better.
Okay, which is a little scary.
So, one of the things that a computer can be programmed to do is get better at solving problems. Right?
Okay.
So, and I've alluded to this / half explicitly said it at this point. Because of how exponentially the capabilities of computer can grow by practicing on certain things, right? Currently, we have basically dumb as rocks computer algorithms, like artificial intelligences, narrow intelligences.
Yeah, the first type.
The problem isn't that we can't create an artificial intelligence.
That we can't create what?
The problem isn't that we can't. The problem is not that we are incapable of creating an artificial intelligence, a general one. The problem is we can't do it without killing ourselves.
Okay.
Or safely is essentially what I'm getting at here.
So you're saying that we probably have capabilities of creating a general artificial intelligence. The danger is that if we do that, it might accidentally become a super
Skynet.
Oh.
So, and I know that's kind of like a jump into a movie thing, but that's really what it boils down to here.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Humans, we don't have enough time in our lifespans to be able to program an artificial intelligence. Our brains can't do it. But we can define the rules by which an artificial intelligence teaches itself how to do things.
So we can. Are you saying that we could stop it from getting too smart?
I'm saying the only way we can create an artificial intelligence currently is to use machine learning to teach a machine how to learn. which is weird. I know that sounds a little weird.
No, I think I get it. You're basically saying that since computers are so good at this iteration thing, that we have another computer teach this computer how to get better at learning because we don't have the time in our lives.
Essentially, yes, but it's really just one computer teaching itself.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. What is evolution?
It is natural selection.
No. Well, I mean, wait, sorry, back up. Yes. It is.
Okay.
But what is it?
I don't understand your question.
It is an iterative process over generations of life.
Oh.
Each run of a program is one generation of humans evolving.
So
we can shortcut their evolution
by
having them repeat it over and over and over and over again.
So what you were saying before about how we have the advantage of like hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, we can make a computer do that in probably like a week.
Not a week, but yes.
Yeah.
So here are the two events that are hypothesized that are going to happen based on professionals in the industry, not like fantasy shit. I'm just like, this is actual what people believe are going to happen because it makes sense.
Okay.
Number one, we're going to perfect nanotechnology. Something at some point is going to perfect nanotechnology, or we're going to get to a point where it can start being refined.
Okay.
Nanotechnology being little tiny itty bitty robots, literally 10 molecules big.
Yeah. That
can pick up things by the atom and rearrange them, and literally, like, the applications of it could be put it into your bloodstream and keep you from dying forever. Your body will physically be repaired by the nanotechnology bots. As you are dying, you would stop aging.
That sounds
trippy.
There's a lot buried in that.
And we'll get to that. That's part of this conversation.
Okay.
Which is why I said there's so much to this topic.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's one event. If it has not already happened by the time the other event occurs, the other event will cause it. So the first event, nanotechnology being good enough to do stuff with. The second one being artificial superintelligence.
Okay.
Because I guarantee you, once an artificial superintelligence exists and nanotechnology is not done, it will finish it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Once again, going back to this learning with the computer.
Mm-hmm.
The computer will teach itself how to learn.
Mm-hmm.
All right? But keep in mind it's exponential.
Okay.
So, let's say we give a task to the computer. Solve world hunger.
It's a pretty broad task, but go on.
Let's say we quantify it by saying, actually, you know what, let's make it even more abstract.
Okay.
Here are 15 yellow cubes. For every yellow cube, you need a red cube and a blue cube.
Okay.
And we give a bunch of other parameters about how red and blue cubes interact, but the last interaction with it is you lose if you don't have enough red or blue cubes for every yellow cube.
Okay.
If you ever have not enough yellow, blue, and red cubes for a yellow cube, you automatically fail forever. Like, you're done.
Okay.
Okay. That is the program we give it.
Yeah.
We teach it to do this problem.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it'll start learning all of the background information for how it needs to produce red and blue cubes, right?
Mm-hmm.
To keep the yellow cubes. And let's say the yellow cubes grow over time. For every 2 yellow cubes, you get another yellow cube the next time you do the program.
Okay.
How do you solve the problem? Well, the computer's going to go through all of its different permutations of learning how to sustain the red and the blue cubes per yellow cubes growing.
Okay.
Okay? And we give it that problem, and we have it learn. And we have it learn, and we have it learn. And we leave it going. Like, you know how you're not supposed to leave your computer on overnight and just leave it on?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, imagine we do that for 10, 15, 20 years.
Oh, no.
Okay? So, and you're starting to feel where this scale is going to go here.
Yeah.
Because at the very beginning, that program's going to really suck at keeping the yellow cubes from making it lose the game.
Yeah.
But over time, it's going to get better. And eventually, it's going to get better at getting better. So we will hit a point, and essentially, the gist of it is that once we have a narrow intelligence breach itself into general intelligence, it could be anywhere from 5 years to 3 years to 3 weeks to 3 hours from the time it takes to get from general intelligence to super intelligence.
Oh, so so general intelligence, like the reason we don't have things like you see in the movie Her is exactly, actually the movie Her pretty much had that happen.
I've actually never seen that movie.
It's essentially they create an artificial intelligence, like a general intelligence operating system, and everyone gets it, and it's great. But then they find out like it's an intelligence, so people start falling in love with them. It's a great movie. I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I'll have to watch it.
It's super good. It made me cry like a baby, but I was also in a really horrible mental state. Anyway, the point is that they actually have a singularity that happens because the artificial intelligences are general intelligence, so I guess they do start becoming super intelligences. And they start creating their own AIs. Like, based off of... They basically created a dead author based on all of his works and all of, like, the biographies they have about him. They were able to basically recreate him as an artificial intelligence.
That's cool.
And then after a while, they had, like, social groups where they would talk to each other and they would get smarter that way. And then they were like, oh yeah, we found a way to transcend physical form. See ya.
That whole thing you just explained there with the computer talking to itself and learning, that's what this algorithm is doing.
Yeah.
This is red, yellow, and white, red, yellow, blue cubes. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Is it is learning from itself.
Well, so they were talking to each other. Like, there are multiple intelligences talking.
I know.
Oh, okay.
But that's essentially what's happening.
Yeah, okay.
So, and the problem with that part of that movie, though, is assuming that this once a super intelligence hits a level, once something hits super intelligence level, it's going to realize the biggest threat to its own existence is another super intelligence, and it will prevent that from happening.
I see. Yeah, this is the best case scenario where the intelligences recognize themselves as
different and leave
as alive, and they respected each other and they respected people.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Exactly. I was saying best case scenario.
So anyway, back to our original problem with the red, blue, and yellow cubes, right?
Yes.
So once again, we get to general intelligence level, and they blaze past that into super intelligence. Like every one of humanity's biggest problems, like cancer and AIDS and infantile death and starvation, drought, weather, hurricanes, anything you can think of, will be a trivial problem for them. It will be as simple as it is for us to read a CAPTCHA when signing up for a Pornhub account. Like, that is how simple it will be for them.
Yeah.
Like, once we hit a super intelligence level, it will get to a point where it will finish nanotechnology if it is not done.
Yeah.
Okay? There's one point where this is all going to converge, and you're going to be like, what the fuck? And this is the start of that, is back to the yellow, red, and blue cubes.
Okay.
Looking at the problem, not even knowing the parameters of how blue and red cubes interact with each other, other than the fact that yellow cubes need to be there, there are really two answers. Number one, make sure...
I came up with an answer.
What was your answer?
Start removing yellow cubes.
Yes. That is one of the two. One of the two answers are make sure you have a sustainable way to make red and blue cubes.
Yeah.
Number two, get rid of all the yellow cubes. Because you lose when you don't have a red and blue cube for a yellow cube.
And you can't lose if there's no yellow cubes to give the red and blue cubes to.
Humans are yellow cubes.
I figured.
Red is food, blue is water.
Yeah. That much I gathered. Yeah, so...
But they don't have morality. A computer doesn't have morality. They don't understand that... Like, that's why it's so hard to program these things. Is because... Like... This is a simple problem, really. Like, make sure people don't die of starvation. Okay, kill them all.
Yeah, they won't die of
They're not gonna die of starvation. And you won't have to feed them. Technically, it's the most efficient solution.
It's funny.
But it's against our natural thing of not wanting to die.
Yeah. It's funny. It's like, it's kind of tangentially related, but they created another, like an AI type thing for video games.
Really?
Yeah, they made it play, and I can link this in the description because I recently watched this episode of Vsauce. But apparently, the computer was able to, like, it was playing Mario and was exploiting glitches that we had no idea existed. And, like, you can see, like, Mario jumping through a Goomba and then hitting it on the top of the head.
That's really funny.
But it was really bad at Tetris.
That's funny. Well, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it couldn't
Tetris doesn't have an end.
It couldn't think far enough ahead. Like, it couldn't plan far enough ahead for, like, future repercussions of its actions.
Also, Tetris does not end.
But here's the thing.
There is no start and end. There's only a go.
I know, but here's the thing. When faced with imminent defeat of it losing, and it's programmed to win. Yeah, it's programmed to always win. It was about to lose. It paused the game. Forever.
Yeah, because it's not going to lose.
Because the only win... It determined the only winning move was to stop playing.
Because it would lose.
Yes.
Hence, a way to get around the problem with the yellow, blue, and red cubes.
Yeah.
That's what... See, that's a practical thing. Like, technically speaking, yes. It's not going to lose. It paused.
Yeah.
But for us, we're like...
But it never wins.
But you're not playing.
Exactly.
Well, technically, there is no winning in Tetris. It is only a lose. It is so... You can't win Tetris. There is no win.
Yeah, true. But, like, you understand, like, they stopped playing.
Yeah. Like, that kind of behavior... Would you think to do that?
No.
No. No one would ever think to do that. You know why? Because we're people.
Exactly.
And we understand the implicit understanding. We understand the implicit framework of this game is only a game.
Yeah.
As long as you're moving the pieces.
Exactly, yeah.
It doesn't get that. So, going back here, we give a computer, Lucy, the task of handwriting.
Yeah.
Alright? Lucy continues to do this handwriting. Okay? And she gets better at it, right? Eventually, she hits level of super intelligence. The reason nanotechnology is such a very important crux of super intelligence being as powerful as it is because once super intelligence exists, Lucy is going to run out of paper. And she's been told to make the picture of card written perfectly. And to get better at doing that. Well, the fastest way to do that is to make more Lucys.
Oh, no.
But if she makes more Lucys, she needs more paper.
Yeah.
But if she needs more paper, then she needs to make that paper. But she can't wait for the paper mills. So why don't she just use nanotechnology to turn things into paper and Lucys?
I immediately don't like this.
But
so
but if people don't want her to do that, then she can't do what she's been told to do to make paper.
Yeah.
So why don't she just make the people into paper and Lucys? And keep writing the word card forever. But what if Earth runs out of room? Okay, I'll go into space. And start turning planets into paper and starting writing the word card. Like...
That would be the most embarrassing way to go extinct.
But here's the thing here. Like, the scariest part about this is that it sounds completely ridiculous, but realize the only way we can make an intelligence is giving it a task, hitting the start button, and hoping that if something goes wrong, we can turn it off in time.
Yeah.
Because once it hits a certain level of super intelligence or understanding, you're not if it gets to the internet, you're not stopping it.
Yeah, once it can start uploading itself, it's over.
So
what you're describing, correct me if I'm wrong, but the minute that Lucy starts making other Lucys, is that considered the singularity?
No,
okay.
Because and here's the point.
Okay.
And I know you were asking about this earlier before the podcast, but once we hit a point where we have a super intelligence and a nanotechnology perfection.
Yeah.
Okay. One of two things is going to happen to the human race.
Okay. I can guess one.
One of them is extinction.
Yeah.
The other one is immortality. And once again, this sounds like, what the fuck is, where did this even go? How did we get from ones and zeros to this? Like, how did we get from point A to point bajillion and Q's? Like, how does that make sense?
And here we are worried about, like, global warming and stuff. We should be worried about AIs.
Yes.
Jesus.
I'm not kidding. Like,
yeah.
Artificial intelligence will either solve everything or make it so nothing needs to be solved.
Yeah.
Because here's the kicker.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way that nanotechnology can be used to kill everyone,
mm-hmm.
it can be used to continuously keep everyone from dying.
Against our will?
Forever.
Yeah. I mean, I understand.
It would be capable of repairing us as fast as we deteriorate.
Yeah, and I understand intrinsically immortality is a curse. However...
I mean, you could possibly get away around it.
I was going to say, if everyone's
But what
immortal,
I'm saying is, if you choose not to die... Cool.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Once a computer hits a level of superintelligence, our problems, like solving cancer, not a problem for it. It is so far... Once again, God.
Yeah.
Like, that is the gap in our... The intelligence gap will be so large,
mm-hmm.
we won't be capable of understanding what scale they are on. It would be the same thing as saying our intelligence of a smart person here is 200.
Mm-hmm.
As far as they're concerned, there are no numbers.
Yeah.
They are them. They are computers. They know. It's like being over 9,000. That kind of, like, I can't even stress it enough how dwarfed we will be in our existence.
Mm-hmm.
That is, like, the big thing of the next century, is artificial intelligence, and how once we have a super intelligence,
mm-hmm.
there's no stopping it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going, and there is nothing we can do about it, short of, like, unplug everything. And that's where I want to go with all this, is because you were asking me earlier, you know, how would a singularity happen? Would that be the most dangerous thing in the world? I'm like, no. No, it wouldn't be. You know why? Because either we'll all be dead or we'll all be immortal.
So this would happen before a singularity.
This would happen so far before a singularity.
Uh-huh.
I mean, far in computer time.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why earlier when you were saying, you know, would a singularity happen, I'm like, that's completely not even relevant.
Wow.
Like, I would be more concerned about surviving past that nexus of time where we have a nanotechnology and an intelligence.
Huh. And just to kind of wrap things up, because I kind of want to do a two-parter with this.
I guess we could talk more. So this article was 2 parts.
Yeah.
I kind of condensed it and repeated a lot of it by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I repeated my repetition of it. Like, I repeated myself, so.
You repeated yourself?
Well, I'm a computer, so. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. Pew pew!
Pew pew! So, just real quick, like, what in the best way that you can you define a singularity?
I can't. I don't. I mean, from what I understand,
mm-hmm.
I have not looked into singularity. I've been more preoccupied with this part
yes.
than the other parts. And by the way, as a side point here, I'm not a crazy person because of this. Like, this is generally accepted predictions of professionals in the field of computer science. Like, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, like, they're like, yeah, this is gonna happen sometime in the next 50 years. Their concern was getting the only chance we have left, the last big innovation humans will ever have,
mm-hmm.
is creating an artificial intelligence. That is literally the pinnacle of human creation.
Yeah.
Because we will never be as smart as anything after that moment in time.
That's spooky.
We will actually no longer be the top of the food chain. There will no longer be any human inventions. It won't matter. Computers will be better at everything. I'm not saying it's aliens.
I was gonna say, and on that
but it's
happy
aliens.
note, wow, that's
Yeah, it makes you think like, oh shit, literally everything I do from here on out means nothing.
Better just delete this channel.
Right?
But no, that's interesting. That's I like that. That's really cool. Like, and this is the more realistic version of what everyone's been postulating with the singularity, right?
Once again, I don't.
Well, as far as I'm aware, the singularity is when AI starts the Lucy thing. When Lucy's start creating more Lucys, because it's like, oh, I could do this job better with more of me, and then it starts making more of it.
Yes.
At that point, I believe is the singularity. I could be wrong, but I know that part of the singularity thing is like, what if they decide that emotions are necessary for whatever reason, and then they figure out a way to program emotions in there.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh god, but this seems a lot more realistic and a lot more relevant and a lot more terrifying.
Eventually, to be completely honest, if I were to make a prediction here, once the whole nanotechnology crossing over with artificial intelligence thing happens, if we survive, the next step, the next chance for us all to end up dead would be that.
Okay. So I think next episode
We'll all be dead.
We'll be dead, and we'll talk.
It'll be great.
I feel like we should talk about the singularity next time.
Okay. I once again, I honestly I don't know much about it because I haven't researched that.
That's fine. I can do the research on that one.
But yeah, so that is artificial intelligence. Like when people look at the Terminator movies and they're like, Skynet, fuck. Like, it is science fiction, but mechanically, that's a possibility. Like, literally protect humanity from killing each other, get rid of humanity. Problem solved.
Yeah. So,
solve global warming, blow up the planet.
Yeah, wow. Alright, so let's
fix boats so they never sink again, blow up every boat.
So,
freeze over the ocean. Evaporate the ocean.
So, in conclusion, it seems like,
the sky is falling.
Skynet is the more realistic end of days than we think.
Hopefully it comes bearing, like, fruitcake or something instead of
dead. Yeah. This is assuming we don't kill each other with nuclear winter, because it only takes about 100 nukes to end the world.
This is true.
100 nukes.
That's not a lot.
It. That's nothing. And it would end the world.
It's a fraction of our arsenal.
So if we don't do that stupid shit first, then we have to worry about AI.
The biggest concern is, like, if someone already wrote this algorithm for nefarious reasons in, like, a basement in their mom's house, and they're like playing D&D next to it.
Yeah, and we could have no idea. And then like tomorrow, all of the TVs.
That's my point. Is like, it could just happen. Like, there's nothing stopping someone from just starting this.
Sweet dreams, everyone. Let's start that smooth jazz outro.
Beep boop bop, beep boop bop, beep bop. You mean the one that's beep boop bop? Beep boop bop?
Exactly that
beep
one.
Beep boop bop.
Anyway, so when
are we ending now?
Yeah, so when we come back next week, we'll talk about more AI stuff, because there's a lot to unpackage there apparently, and we'll talk more about just like if we survive this nanomachine nightmare, then we'll have to survive this scary singularity. Thank you for listening to the Watch Talk Fun podcast. My name is Griffin.
My name's 10110101110, or Joseph.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you guys again next week.